everyone. Today I want to talk about an experience that I've been having recently over the past couple of weeks, which is that I have been a juror for a case that was being tried in my local area. And I don't want to get into the details of the case specifically, even though the case is finished, because I want to keep any information connected with that private. But I do want to talk about some of the things I thought as I was going through the process of listening to evidence and so forth, specifically as it relates to religion. Because one of the things that happens when you're a juror in a case is that they start off by making you swear that you will tell the truth in response to any questions they ask you as they're trying to determine which jurors they want to select to be on the actual trial. And so I had to swear that, so help me God, I would answer these questions truthfully. And that was really interesting to me because I no longer actively believe in God, so I had a different perspective on that than I did the last time I made such an affirmation. And this is not the first case I've been on. I was on a trial as an actual juror, as a juror who was selected for the trial years ago when I was still a believing Mormon. And at that time, when I swore, so help me God, although I don't remember actually doing that, I had a different perspective. And so it's really interesting looking at the situation from a new perspective now and thinking of, what I think of the the situation that in court people regularly swear to do or not do certain things, so help them God, still in a country that many would hope has separation of church and state. And I have feelings about that I don't feel like are fully resolved yet. I'm still sort of working through what I think about that now as someone who no longer actively believes in God. Because on the one hand, swearing in that way myself, that I would tell the truth, that I would fulfill my responsibilities as a juror, and then on the other hand, listening to other people swear to tell the truth, so help them God, as they were presenting their testimonies for evidence. Um, on the one hand, it does seem like an intrusion, a religion in a space where it doesn't have to be. But on the other hand, it seems like I believe, as far as I know, I haven't looked at the statistics recently, but as far as I know, most people in this country still believe in God. And so it seems to me that when a significant portion of the country still believes in God, and when another significant portion of the country maybe doesn't believe in God but isn't completely convinced that God doesn't exist, it seems like it makes sense to try to hold people accountable to a higher standard of thinking and to a higher power, if there is one, to help them take the situation that they're in more seriously. And I think for some people, swearing to tell the truth, so help them God, does make them better either witnesses or better jurors and helps them take their situation more seriously. And one of the things I thought about as I was going through the process of listening to these people swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help them God, is that if I were on trial or someone I knew was on trial and I had a set of jurors and a set of witnesses testifying about what had happened in events surrounding me, I would want those of them that did believe in God or who believed that there might be a God to hold themselves to a higher standard because of that belief, because they had sworn in that way. And so, because of that, I don't really have altogether negative feelings about people swearing in that way in the courtroom. Now, you might say, well, wouldn't you rather have people who didn't believe in God at all? Because that would mean they were more objective. But here's the thing about that. I think a lot of people who believe in God, they believe in God because their parents and their culture have raised them to believe in God. And so I don't think that a belief in God by itself necessarily predicts how well someone will be able to judge things that are unrelated to that belief in God. I don't think that I was a worse juror for the particular case I was on back when I believed in God than I was now that I don't actively believe in God. Hopefully, I wasn't a better juror then either, because that would be sad if it turns out that I wasn't taking things as seriously because I don't no longer actively believe in God now. But I think that I wasn't a worse juror at the time. But if I had been reviewing a case related to Mormonism or to Christianity in general, perhaps I could have been a worse juror at the time. And so it is hard to say, but uh, I think that in most cases, a belief in God won't have a negative effect on people's ability to judge, for example, whether someone is guilty of a specific crime or not. But that's just something that I've been thinking about over the past couple of weeks due to my jury service, and I thought I'd share that and ask for opinions because I don't really know how I feel anymore about the fact that people swear so help them God in jury cases all around the country still. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know this wasn't my usual thing. Next time I'll probably get back to more Mormonism related content. So hopefully I'll see you then. And until then, bye.